It's time 6 o'clock. I'll call the Rochester School Board Personnel Committee meeting to order. First order of business, pledge of allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2 is the approval of the August 25th Personnel Committee minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any additions, subtractions, deletions, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 3, stipends. And we do have an addendum, so we will include the stipends on the addendum as listed, along with the 2, Caitlin Gould for volleyball, assistant coach, middle school, and Sam Oliver as a soccer club, middle school. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the stipends. Any questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We do have a couple of resignations. Brandon Williams as a teacher and Amy Cormier, paraeducator.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept those resignations. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Public comment. Nobody from the public. Other, any other to discuss? All right.
Oh, yeah,
Go.
sorry. Completely, I said I was going to do that.
Other.
If it's okay with the personnel committee, I'd like to ask the superintendent, we've cut 28 and a half positions over the last 10 years. If in October you could present a list of priorities, top 10, 11 through 20, and then the last 8 positions that would be the most important to the district, and a projected cost for those things. During the budget presentation we attended at City Council, there's some conversations about possibly allocating TIF money in different ways. I think we're at a point in this juncture where those staff members are severely needed. If we can get them to allocate the money from the TIF into our budget to then hire some of those positions we cut, I think it's worth having a conversation with them. So I think first things first, start with the list of 28, review them, we'll take the top 10 projected cost, the next 11, and we collectively can decide what we ask finance to recommend to the City Council Finance Committee.
Sounds good.
Kind of fits in also with our 5 years.
Yep, kind of works part of the homework.
To piggyback on that, Kyle, we do, looking ahead to the 5-year stuff, we don't have anything on the agenda for 5 years tonight, but the LDACs, we do have those positions filled, but they're career positions?
No, the high school position is an operating budget. There was an FTE switch from foreign language to the LADAC position at the high school. The middle school, we did secure a grant to contract with the LADAC, but that would be grant-funded 1-year position.
For this year?
For this year,
And
correct.
that position is filled, or?
Yep, we're working with a vendor. No,
Okay.
yep, to get them in.
I know this is a really hard thing to ask, and I apologize up front. Is there any way to quantify the benefit of that? Or we know there's going to be a benefit. We've talked to many people during our debates, and when we were running for election, mental health is a big thing. And understanding the constraints we have by the contractual obligations we have to our unions, right, there's some hurdles here. So is there a way to show that's worth looking at for the next operational budget? Is there something you can kind of, I don't know how, because you can't give us kids anything, I get that, but I'd just like to show some kind of result from that.
Oh, we can ask them to track the number of students that
Their
they see.
interaction.
Yeah, they do that. I mean, we could ask for that.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. And I think the other thing that you could do when you look at the 28 and a half positions, if a LADAC wasn't one of those 28 and a half, but if it was one of the priorities of the personnel committee, it could become one of the top 10 that you recommend when we get to the budget period, so that does become part of the operating budget.
That's a good idea. If you get any recommendations in that, in lieu of that as well, would be beneficial for us to review.
Sandy?
Yeah, it's a question, I guess, for Paul. But why are you saying from the TIF money? What, is there
So,
some
Yep, I'm happy to break
place
that down.
someplace that I haven't seen?
Yeah,
the
no.
wording on that says that-
We were at City Council, I believe Ms. Harrington was with me, and correct me if I was wrong. Mark Sullivan did a whole presentation to City Councils about how TIF money is allocated. And City Councilor Jim Gray said several times that there was no allocation from TIF funds to the school. He thought that was unfair. So during the conversation, Blaine said, I believe, that if they were interested in doing something like that, we can amend the budget. And we talked to Mr. Sullivan after the meeting and said, if you guys need money from TIF for something specific, and I think this is a very good opportunity to use those funds for something this district needs. That would be the idea there.
Okay, so I didn't have an understanding that TIF money was separate from the regular budget.
It
I mean, there
is.
are allocations that come out of it, like there are on
Correct.
any budgeted item.
It's,
But-
the way he explained it to us, there was
I
money
don't-
they could reallocate to the district,
Oh.
to the school, sorry.
So there's an ordinance someplace that they do that?
Yeah, that's how
Okay.
Jim explained it during the meeting. Sarah, is that correct? You concur with that? So yeah, we'll ask, and if they say no, they say no, but I think it's at least worth asking.
Okay.
I'm just curious, is that a sustainable funding source?
TIF doesn't go away, so it's dictated by what the
There's no
region.
building.
Right, so it's really part of
based
something,
on-
it's a stimulus they keep, and I understand why they use it for economic development, but if we can carve a little piece of that pie off and
Well,
supplement some staff. So, and it's not, we're not coming out of left field, these were conversations we had.
Oh, no, I think it's great.
the justification is economic development impacts the schools.
Exactly.
Agreed.
You know,
Right.
But see, that's my problem. TIF is not a sustaining source of
Yeah, once you
funding.
hire
It
those
has
positions,
to do,
Yeah.
and so to tie our positions into that makes me
Yeah.
really queasy.
Completely understand. So I think what's
Because-
important is if we ask the question, if there's another way to supplement it, we
Yeah.
ask them how in the future. It's something I don't want to lose, but if there's a way to allocate
Well,
it
I mean,
now,
if they've got all that extra money,
Right.
which
So
they
you
do
and I
have
agree.
down there, they've got
you and I,
$28 million sitting around.
okay, but that was the intention.
Yeah, okay.
any other
They're
others?
playing games with me.
No? All right, at this time, I'll take entertain a motion to enter into non-public. Please go into non-public.
Yep, I'll make a motion that we enter into non-public under RSA 91A3 2C, matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board, unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance or a tax abatement or waiver of fee, fine, or other levy, if based on inability to pay or poverty of this applicant, of the applicant.
Motion made, seconded. Mr. Fucci, roll call,
Roll
please.
call, yeah. Oh, wait, just the
Yeah,
committee
members,
members, right?
personnel.
Mr. Kamari,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Skeens,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Lund,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens.
So I'd like to make a motion that we allow the superintendent to accept resignations through the month of September, once replacements of those resignations that are pending have a replacement in place.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to also make another motion that we seal the non-public discussion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, seal non-public. All those in favor?
Roll
Roll call,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Mr. Kamari,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Ms. Skeens,
No.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Lund,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens.
Yes. I don't understand that if it's a motion, it has to do with the contract, it's the definition.
Why?
Because
We
it's
can talk about that.
Yeah, it's personnel, we named
Yeah.
it.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
It's still moving.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
We adjourn.